All right. We are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez. Just kind of reflect on what we recently talked about. We talked about our WWE SmackDown preview. We talked about our WWE. We talked about our Thursday Night Wrestling review about TNA and also Ring of Honor. We jumped on into if Cody Rhodes turns heel, how it would look for the company, for his character. Also, if the audience would even would even like it, or would it even be that believable? But yeah, now we're gonna jump on into our fourth segment, the WWE Tag Team Division Revolution. So yeah, let's dig on into that. Let's see if that's going to work. All right, sweet. So right now, guys, the tag team division, I feel like the title holders are kind of, I don't really, I'm not buying into the A-Town Down Under. Nor, I get the Miz and R-Truth. Obviously, the Miz is intercontinental, contender. To his fair respect, anytime he could probably challenge for the title and potentially win. So kind of keeping him happy, like right now, holding the title with probably the funniest wrestler, like in recent years, with the our truth. Obviously, I don't think that they're gonna break them up, because what are they gonna do when they're singles wrestlers? But I don't know. It's kind of crazy, and I don't know. Right now, you kind of have in WWE not your genuine tag team division, and you've kind of haven't seen that for quite some time. Obviously, you've seen, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens team up. You saw Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. You saw Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. Some of these single superstars, they come together to try to win the tag team belts when it should be, there should be a fine line between the tag team division, the Intercontinental division, and also the World Heavyweight Champion division. Kind of title pictures and stuff like that. Obviously, in historical aspects, I felt like in the early '90s, you kind of had tag team wrestling was, it was good. It was good, definitely better than it was today, because you don't really, you kind of have tag teams go, they kind of go cycle in and out, in and out, in and out of promotions like on Raw and Smackdown. But obviously in the 2000s, it got a little better with Matt Hardy, Edge and Christian, and the Dudley Boys. In the 2010s, I felt like that was potentially like the decline, and then eventually nowadays we only have like the Usos, the New Day, who are like really they're established tag team competitors and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's kind of crazy. So obviously Jimmy and Jey Uso, they were undisputed tag team champions for too long, maybe too long. Um, but and I was thinking about, did was WWE possibly compensating for a lack of the tag team talent in the company for a potential run? I feel like now the WWE kind of has a decent tag team division, and what I mean that by that, you have obviously, like I mentioned before, the two tag team champions they have right now are Truth and The Miz. I like it. It's not the best, but it'll do. On SmackDown, the WWE tag team champions are A-Town Down Under, which is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. And I'm huge. I'm highly against that. I don't think that they're doing, so much as the, kind of establishing credibility in the tag team division, because you essentially kind of have these two guys who are confident, arrogant guys who have their heads stuck up their own butts. And obviously they're huge in terms of, every single time you book them, you can put a babyface tag team against them. And Grayson Waller and also Austin Theory would, they'll deliver. They'll deliver 1,010% every night. But I'm not buying it. I kind of like the potential face turn by Austin Theory. You recently saw on SmackDown about 2 weeks ago, Johnny Gargano diving to get Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller pulled Austin Theory in front of him. And then last week, you kind of saw them being confronted about it on the Grayson Waller effect. And Grayson Waller was kind of like, no, that's not how it is. This and that and the other. And he was trying to ignore the actual question that, Tommaso Ciampa was ultimately, trying to ask him. So, there could be potentially Austin Theory maybe coming back as a babyface. If he turns on Grayson Waller, I can kind of see him. And if he fights Logan Paul, Obviously, it's going to be hard because Logan Paul is going to be fighting at his hometown in Cleveland at SummerSlam. So I don't know if he's going to end up. I believe I don't know if I think he's going to fight the LA Knight at Money in the Bank. But it'd be kind of interesting to see A Town, not A Town, Austin Theory kind of fight Logan Paul for that United States Championship later, later down the road. More or maybe like he kind of steps up and tries to take on Cody Rhodes. But if this tag team does break up, I can see Grayson Waller's career kind of go down the drain a little bit. Maybe perhaps he goes back down to WWE NXT. I'm not too sure how fond he would be about that. But I don't know. It's only time will tell. Only time will tell. Like I said, I'm 95% sure that I feel like Austin Theory would be better as a singles wrestler, and I feel like as a babyface, it seems like it'd be hard to kind of put him in that babyface role to get fans fully behind him after all the the dumb stuff he's done in the past. But anybody could do it. Anybody could do it. So yeah. So I also have a list of formidable tag teams in the WWE right now. You kind of have the OC. The OC has been kind of flirting in and out with with NXT, but obviously you saw them lose against Axiom and Nathan Frazier on NXT Battleground. So and that was kind of a shock. I thought it was going to be the OC's time. They have not really gotten a lot of love from the WWE ever since they kind of made it over here from the independent wrestling circuit. So that kind of sucks for them. And moving on, we also have the Street Profits. The Street Profits, one of the most formidable tag teams that have not. I think they had one title run or two. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But they're fully capable of being tag team champions. They're fully capable of maintaining respect and credibility for that division that it desperately needs. So like you have Dawkins, you have Ford, two amazing superstars who probably baby faces as well for the tag team division. You can honestly, if I had to put these guys together, I would say you're going to see a Street Profits first versus A Town Down Under maybe pretty soon. If obviously whatever happens at DIY, but if DIY wins the WWE Tag Team Championships from A Town Down Under, I would give them a little bit of a run. Obviously, you kind of had them come up from WWE NXT, then they got dropped back down. Then they flirted with them, breaking up. They had a not horrendous, like as if it was bad. It was a good storyline. It was a good breakup. These guys hated each other for a little bit. Had I quit matches and unsanctioned matches. And eventually now they're back together. Like perhaps maybe you can get in a bar fight with your best friend and then be even closer after it. Like so, who knows? We also have Pretty Deadly, who haven't really been seen on the roster. Really anytime soon to fight either either Raw or SmackDown. Tag team champions. So that's kind of crazy. The LWO obviously on Monday Night Raw could potentially and I mentioned this before. I think on Tuesday's show that the LWO needs to stop losing by interferences and distractions. Like enough is enough. Like this team, I feel like whatever thing Rey Mysterio is part of is always going to be scapegoated as, oh poor them. Like we'll show the audience that they're really, really good wrestlers, but we won't let them actually cleanly win anything. And that's kind of wrong. I feel like the LWO could very much win the World Tag Team Championships from The Miz and also R-Truth. So I don't know. I just feel like they should give them a little more credit there. Maybe a run. Legado del Fantasma on SmackDown. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, I feel like they do also deserve a tag team push. If you see DIY dethrone A Town Down Under, watching these two tag teams, Legado del Fantasma and DIY, in like a ladder match or something, it would be so entertaining. So entertaining. Gargano's a high flyer, unpredictable. Tommaso Ciampa is also a also can be a high flyer and also unpredictable. And it would just be so great. It would just be so great. I feel like I feel like that would be probably the next the WWE kind of run as the WWE Tag Team Champions. I think that'd be pretty badass. Then you also have AOP. AOP is also they flirt in and out of WWE NXT. Thought they were gonna dethrone Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Didn't really work out for that. They had their chance, but then once again, due to outside interference, AOP, they lost. So still goes for that, and their return. You know what I mean? DIY. I feel like DIY actually has a pretty good, a future ahead of them. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, obviously very talented single superstars, and even better as a tag team duo. So definitely think they're going to dethrone A Town Down Under at Money in the Bank. So it should be interesting. The Creed brothers on Monday Night Raw. I've been waiting. You haven't really been seeing them around. A lot of people have been speculated that they're going to join Chad Gable and be this ultimate force of heel and stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of Kurt Angle once when Charlie Austin, Shelton Benjamin, the perfect tag team. And also lastly, the New Day, or maybe because the New Day is kind of on the verge of breaking up because Karrion Kross keeps putting in negative feelings in Austin Creed. No, Austin Creed. Oh, man, what's his name? Xavier Woods' his head. I can't. No, isn't Creed his hashtag? I think it is. But anyways, so we're not gonna know if the New Day are still gonna be around. Next month. It should be interesting. It should be kind of crazy. To see if the New Day will finally break up after all these years. I honestly don't see it. I feel like it would be kind of stupid. But the unpredictability, maybe the booking would be different, the more better than I think. All right, guys. So do not go anywhere. We're going to jump on into our fifth and final segment. We're going to talk about my wrestling news roundup. So, hey, do not go anywhere.